Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your normal programming. This is your host, Michael Rogers. We're off to the races. We're off to the races to the pole. We got some candidates for mayor running. I've yet to see an attack on one of them's end on the other until tonight. And I seen a post that was basically dragging a dreamer's ideals through the mud of Robertson County, where we want to grow plants and keep everything rural. I like the idea of not having to mention, oh, well, people pay, and it's like, why do you have to me, that's almost like two gentlemen having a conversation about ideals in front of the whole town that they're trying to persuade, and then the one guy just reaching over and popping him for no, like, that almost makes me wonder, what are you gonna do for us? It's like the president. The president can't really do anything. He can make promises all the way up to the door of that White House, and then when he gets in, he has to play ball, or a couple different things happen. I think the ideas of I think the idea of what being a conservative country is a great thing. But also, you want to be progressive also. And I don't mean in the ways of gender reassignment and all this weird, you can't say gay, can't say faggot, can't say what you can't. I don't get that in such a short amount. When I was a kid, every kid was a faggot. If you scraped your knee on a sidewalk at school, you considered a fag for a week, and nobody was offended by it. Like, some of the most offended people are also some of the craziest that I've found out. But I like the ideas of not controlling what people say to there's almost an extent I believe in not controlling what people say to, I take it to the extent of direct harm. If I said George Bush did 9/11, there shouldn't be any kind of repercussion for that. Do I believe that? I don't know. I believe a lot of things, and I believe a lot of different things all at once can be true. And the truest of that is, leaders are told what to do, not by everyday citizens anymore. In corporations, there are budgets that are set aside to pay directly for a politician that's going to help that company in 10 years. That's who they're bought by. So for a guy to go ahead and take a punch at the other candidate of a small town like Robertson County, of Springfield, of Barren Plains, White House, Cooper. Dude, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. I've noticed, man, you don't really even hear much about mayors of towns, like about the mayor of this town. I think you got to have some pizzazz. That's why I like John Edwards, man. He's got some pizzazz. He's young. I believe that he's got a good heart, and he's got a want to actually keep this town at a certain size. The thing is we can grow this town. You can grow this town in the vicinity of what we call town around. Like, if you're going to town, yeah, I'm going to Springfield, like the inner city of Spring. Like, there's so much room to grow just in there. You don't have to expand out to Barren Plains and White House and Cross Plains and all. Like, you don't have to. There's enough property around Springfield, just inside the city here, that we could get a lot of growth and progressive, stuff, like, and not have to build like, we do need to quit building subdivisions, I believe. How do we solve that, though? And here's where I would be different as your mayor. Here's the difference. I think we need to quit building subdivisions. But I don't claim to have the solution to how that happens. I'm just pointing out a point of view. I don't want Springfield to grow into some Madison, But I would like a Chili's and a White Castle. And maybe a Nothing Bundt Cakes. A rock and roll sushi would be nice. A real China King buffet. Freddy's. Burlington. A lot more thrift shops. But we only let a certain amount of people in. That's the difference. We've got to build a wall. First thing I'll do as the mayor of Robertson County is build a wall. Everybody inside the wall will be just fine. We'll only let large freight in to bring in supplies. And people who work outside of the county can be out from 6 a.m. till 4 p.m. outside of the wall. But by then you got to be out, or you stay out for the night. That's what I'm going to build. But bring some sliders on in. Bring some, some tuna for the rockin'. I mean, I've got solutions. That's why you should vote. Wouldn't it be crazy if I ran for mayor? I just don't feel like I'd get anything done. I feel like I'd probably be fired, to be honest with you. Because one thing I'm not going to do, and that's one reason I probably never got any further than I have in, just endeavors on the side. I'm not going to sell out. I feel like I was close to a chance to sell out one time. Maybe 2 times. I don't know. All I know is, if you're running for mayor of Springfield, Robertson County, I don't know, whatever. Don't badmouth the other people. It's not kind. It's not nice. Kind of shows that maybe you're feeling a little intimidated. Just saying. I know that one of the candidates, only thing I've ever known about that guy has been nothing but good. And I don't, you only know people as far as you know them. And the other guy, oh, who are you? No one, I don't even, like, where you been this whole time? You just popped up out of nowhere. Like, standing by a barn with some goofy pants and a tucked in $12 Great Value shirt. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't judge my mayors off their clothing. Maybe you should. I know one of them walks around and wears what he wears. We don't know much. The thing is we got to find out who this guy is. That's gonna be the number one job. Is find out who this guy is. What's he do? Never heard of him. Done forgot his name. I had it wrote down before I started this, and I don't even remember his. I don't know. Anyways, he don't look like my mayor. That's all I'm gonna say. He doesn't look like he's gonna be my mayor. I say we get a petition signed to let me join at the last minute. I'd vote for me, because I would only do if I was the mayor of this town. See, I don't even know what that what does that consist of? Like, what can you do as a mayor? That's what dude said. He was like, I ain't gonna, just run on promises of stuff that you can't be done. And hey, he probably ain't wrong about that part. But that still don't mean that I'm gonna vote for him. You know what I might do? I might not vote and sit and complain about the problems that's going on in America. That's what I might do. I might not vote and then complain, because that's the American thing to do. You know what's sad? Is most people in America don't know shit about America. And it's because, yeah, they were raised here. But I hear things like, oh, I'd never go to California. Them people out there, it's like, dude, if you can't go somewhere and fall in and just embrace where you're at, maybe you're the problem. I don't know. Maybe you're the problem. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that they're the problem. But everybody is the problem. That's the thing. Everybody is everybody's problem. But either way, I'm over here getting sidetracked from the mayor race of Robertson County. See the Robertson County. See, I don't even know. I get so exhausted on this crap, man. It's like, how am I supposed to keep up with everything going on with the president and Epstein and, Russia and Kyiv and North Korea, what they're about to do, and CERN, and, if the earth is flat or not, and, golly. Sometimes you just want to go fishing, man. But out of all the sports, politics is probably the most important that you should watch. I was never a team guy when I watched sports. I just like to watch it at the time until I realized that it's a bunch of bull crap made up. It's a bunch of bull crap. Nothing is important about sports. Nothing. There's nothing about a ball sport that is important at all. But either way, who is going to run this county next, or this city? One of the two. I probably should be more up on this before I speak on it. Or not. I can pretty much assume anything I want and just say whatever I want to about anybody. I don't know, dude. I know the other dude. Come out with some commercials or something. Spend some money. Can't take pictures with an iPhone in front of a little wood shack and expect me to know who you are and want to listen to you. I think what it is it's an intimidation thing. I think that somebody sees a young gun coming in, swinging for what most people around here want. And boy, you can't do that. You think that's going to get passed? You got to have vote. Man, coming this month, what I'd do as mayor, I'd come in and declare martial law in my county. Then I get to stay for as long as I want to. But the longer I stay, the better it'd be for people. Just saying. But maybe it is savable. That's the problem. People done got used to all this stuff. They want to bring all that stuff here. Maybe dude's a transplant. I don't know. Says he's born and raised here. Weren't we all? That don't mean that we're qualified to run it. Out of anybody that's got qualifications to run it, it's probably me. To be real with you. I mean, I try to help people. I can make good promises. I know what looks good in town. I know what people like to eat. I know that we need a bowling alley or a skating rink or something. I know that Saturday and Friday nights, I would close 2 lanes of Memorial Boulevard down and let kids and people with cool cars drag race up and down it. Safely. But charge them $10 a car if you want to get in. You start at the fairgrounds. You race all the way up to the Gaslight by the Dixie Maid. You got to stop. That's a good little track there. $10 a car, you'd have that whole place lined up just drag racing. It'd be a Ford Taurus up there. Run them, Bubba. Bring people in. I mean, man, you could shut this town down every Friday, Saturday night having fun like that and make killer money. And then you could invest in gardens. People talking about, we're going to be hungry if they cut our stuff off. Man, let's take some empty lots in Springfield and make some gardens. It's, people just go out there and help with, and then if you're out there and you're helping, you can grab some stuff. Or if you're homeless and you don't have any food, go over it. As long as you don't start camping in it and doing heroin in it and shitting in bags and throwing it on the crop, like spraying fentanyl on, like, man, I get all that. First thing I do is probably put an electric chair on the courthouse front porch. Bam. The old courthouse. So y'all know I'd stand up there in the bell tower all the time with a but it would be good. I don't know. I just don't agree with attacking people like that online. I haven't seen it from the other person. Maybe we'll get to see some drama unfold. And then you got people in the comments, oh, that dude's an idiot. It's like, I saw your profile. You are too. You only say stuff on there that's factually true or is highly assumed. But the break off, that dude's an idiot. It's like, pot calling the kettle black. I'm just saying. I say outlandish stuff on there too. But I'm different because I'm of a higher level of interpretation. Let's get this mayor race over. Let's keep it clean. I want a good, clean fight. No poking in the eyes. At the end of the day, man, we all got to coexist. Give the young guy a chance, man. What's the worst that could happen? Good night.